After surveying thousands of farmers who sell direct, I've discovered something surprising. The number one problem they tell me they have is finding customers. But here's what I've learned. Most farmers are missing three critical things that have to be in place before customers even show up. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. Customers aren't the problem you need to solve, they're the last. In fact, until these three pieces are in place, you'll keep spending time, money, and energy chasing customers instead of attracting them. So today I'm going to break down the three things that every struggling direct to market farmer is missing and why fixing them changes everything. Let's dive in. So I have multiple resources, and one of them is a free group, and I think almost 2,000 farmers in the free group that they ask questions and they get responses, and before they can join the group, here we go. So they have to answer a questionnaire. So I just picked a few of them. I can't go through all of them, but this person, finding bulk buyers, so finding customers. This one is building the clientele, coming up with a fair market value. So building the clientele, finding customers. Here's another one. Price and finding customers. See the theme? Finding customers is something you all struggle with, but that's not really the problem. There's three things you need to do first, and we will get there. So here's another one: marketing and finding customers. And this is the last one that I copied over: expanding customers. So finding customers. So before you even find a customer, that finding a customer is the last step. That is the final step in those things that you need to do, because once they're a customer, they're a customer. You're not wanting to find customers. You need to find this willing audience, this warm audience of people who want to buy from you, who want to become a customer. So this is just a little snapshot from a clinic that I did, and it's how to get customers. So the three things that you have to do: number one, identification, and I'll go into what each of these means. So number one is identification. Number two is targeting, and number three is traffic. And I will tell you what I mean about all of them. So identification, pretty much what it says. How do you identify your customer? Who are they? If we were having a conversation and I asked you, tell me who your customer is, who are you trying to sell to? People kind of stumble and it's like, well, I don't know. So you need to know who you're trying to sell to, because they're very different people. So an example is that maybe one of your ideal customers. So I teach that there are 7. There are more. We kind of are adding more, but there's 7 core ideal customers, and each one is different. So different things appeal to them. So for example, one could be a 24-year-old carnivore who wants a clean protein source. And then another one might be, I don't know, a 45-year-old mother who is feeding a family. 2 very different people. So the same content is not going to appeal to both. So you have to appeal to each customer. So before you can start talking to them, you have to identify who they are. So number one, identification. Number two, right there, number 2 is targeting. So targeting means once you've identified them, how do you get in front of them? So what do you use so that your content or your ads or your social media or your website ends up in front of them? What are they searching for? What is important to them? So we can't begin to target until we have identified. So identify them first. Who are they? And then that will let us know how to talk to them, how to target them. And then 2 is traffic. So traffic means, how do I get this person that I've now identified and I've now started to target I need to get them onto my website, into my world, onto my store. That is traffic. So how do I drive that traffic? How do I grab that person, pick them up, and put them in my store? So that is what is called driving traffic. And once they're there, they become a customer. So your issue is not finding customers. Your issue is identifying who your customer is and then targeting them with things that are really going to make them purchase, and then driving that traffic. So many of you do this. You just throw up pictures of meat. Who is that targeting? Does that make sense now? So who is that targeting? And until you can tell me who you're targeting, you cannot drive that traffic to your store. So in my next video, I will go through in more detail what identifying, targeting, and traffic mean, and how to use them to get those very elusive customers.